Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Sid Meier's Civilization V, A Brave New World, and we are playing as Brazil today. Now, let's keep in mind, this is actually only my second game of Brave New World. The first game, the game as Venice, you guys have seen me play, and it's been really busy, so I haven't had a chance to explore a lot of it. I was really disappointed with not being able to really pursue the tourism victory with Venice. It just didn't work out. Well, today we were doing it with Brazil, and listen, I'm not going to change, well, I'm saying that now. I probably will not change my plot partway through. That's what happened last time with Venice. I realized, you know what, there's literally no way for me to win this game going with the tourism victory, so I'm going to change and try to win through a different way. Well, I will try very hard not to do that today with Brazil. I've also cracked the difficulty, or cranked the difficulty up to Emperor, which is certainly going to make things a little bit harder. I actually don't know if we're going to win the game or not, but I'm going to try to stick to the tourism stuff just to try to explore it as much as possible. Now, we are playing as Brazil, which actually ties in quite nicely with tourism victory kind of thing. First of all, during Golden Ages, we double our tourism output, which is a big deal. We also generate great writers, artists, and musicians? I want to say musicians. About 50% faster while we're in those Golden Ages, so we can really get a lot of tourism going on that way. Our unique unit is actually a late game unique unit, which I should actually pull up the help while I talk about this. Where can I find Brazil? There we go. So we've got the Prasinha. I'm going to go with Prasinha. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I'll try. I'm sure people in comments will let me know one way or another. So this is a late game unit, a modern era unit, which normally I'm not usually a fan of late game unique units because by then the game is usually sort of been determined, right? The early game units tend to be very, very, very potent. But this one actually works out pretty nicely because these units will give you points towards Golden Age every time it defeats an enemy. And the Golden Age will double our tourism output, and our tourism output really will only matter later in the game. I mean, the tourism output during the, the Ancient Era really won't matter at all, right? Even by the time the Renaissance rolls around, there's not going to be that much actual tourism going on, but late in the game, that's when it real piles on. So generating Golden Ages later on will actually work out pretty damn nicely. So so that's good, and the other unique improvement is the Brazil Wood Camp. Again, well, actually, unique improvement. We actually don't have a unique building, which is kind of unique by itself. Quite a few civs that have no unique buildings and do have a unique improvement. So this time around, it's the Brazil Wood Camp. You build it on jungle. It gives +2 gold, and also if we've got acoustics, it will also generate culture. So again, this is kind of late gamey because we do need machinery. Well, I guess no, that's sort of early mid-game now that I think about it, to be able to build these camps. And it is on jungle. Now, jungle is not usually a very rich tile type, generally speaking. So it's going to be a little rough, the fact that we can't just cut them down. On the other hand, it means that our universities will be quite potent, right? If I'm remembering correctly, universities will get bonus signs from jungle tiles. So that's really the sort of path that we want to take up, is get those universities rocking, get those jungle tiles going. And so it looks like there's pretty good jungle to the bottom here, so we will, maybe we'll end up with a lot of cities there. Who knows? At least the jungle tiles do generate a fair amount of food, so our cities won't starve, but I mean, this is just kind of break-even territory, right? You get one new population, it can work a jungle, and 2 food is what it needs to sustain itself, so you just keep doing that. Although population does give you science, so I don't know, we're going to go back and forth. I do like the fact that the start has a lot of hills, because one of the other things that was a problem, I believe, in the last game is our capital, Venice, did not have a great amount of production. I know we're talking a lot before the setup and drive some people crazy, but deal with it. And yeah, so we didn't have a lot of production, which meant it was quite hard to pursue some of the wonders that we tried to pursue and we lost. Well, this time, listen, we're going to pull this off. I'm going to go for, let's bring up the tech library here, research info. All right. What I'm going to do is I want to build a great library. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up mining first, so that way I can build mines on the hills and help with production. And I don't think that's going to slow us down to an appreciable amount. I'm going to queue up mining, then we're going to go for writing so we can build the great library. And then what I would like to do is, the question is, what am I going to pop when I create the great library, which gives me a free science technology? What am I going to pick up? And there's a lot of things. We could very easily research calendar by the time the library is done and pop, say, philosophy. which, the oracle is certainly powerful. And social policies do still help in cultural victories. It's not exactly the same as it used to be, but it still helps. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is for us to research bronze working and then use the Great Library to pop iron working, which is obviously very potent technology. Swordsmen are very, very strong early on. And then the final thing, which is actually the simplest because the only prerequisite is writing itself, is to actually pop drama and poetry. Now, all of these technologies cost the same amount, so you're saving the same amount of beakers. It's just a question of what you want to get to first. And if we pop drama and poetry, which sounds right away like it might fit into a cultural victory, it actually unlocks the ability. Well, first of all, we can get the free amphitheaters, I think, with our tradition social policies. That's going to be worth a lot. Writers Guilds are going to help. I don't know how much we're going to rush them, but they're certainly going to tie in relatively well with our tourism victory. But specifically, it's the Parthenon that I'm interested in. And this is usually something that I prioritize very, very little. I don't usually go for the Parthenon. I'm not convinced it's this super powerful wonder, generally speaking, but I think what I want to do is target it this time around because it does give you a free great work of art in the great work of art slot, and that allows you to start accumulating tourism extraordinarily early. And I feel like it's really important to really focus on trying to get those points going as soon as possible for this victory. So that's my plan. I'm going to get mining, I'm going to get writing, and then I can basically just fill in whatever we want at that point, based on whatever construction we need, knowing full well that we can always pop drama and poetry. If it turns out that we're right next to a warmonger, then I might change the plan, research up to bronze working as soon as possible. First of all, I always like to reveal iron as soon as possible as well, because it guides you in your settling. But then also having bronze working means we can pop iron working, assuming we have any iron, which I guess that's the thing. If we get to bronze working, we discover we have iron nearby, we might decide to pop iron working with the Great Library free technology, and then build some swordsmen and get some, clear up some territory early on, especially if we're close to a warmonger. So let's go ahead and take the first move. Some people are really big on moving their initial settler. Sometimes I have a hard time judging if it's worth losing a turn to do that. In this case, I don't think it is. It's not like this is near the ocean. So this being next to the freshwater lake, I don't think is going to make a huge difference either way. It would need a whole turn. I'm okay with this. We're near a lot of jungle, which I think is going to have a lot of value, near some hills, which is fine. We're not next to a mountain, which means no observatory late game, which is unfortunate, unless I'm misremembering how it works, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Observatory needs to be built next to a mountain. Yeah, and it's always nice to have that in the capital, but I don't see a mountain within visual range anywhere. I could start off by moving the warrior, but I think I'm just going to settle in place and create Rio de Janeiro. Excellent. And let's go and move the warrior this way. Oh! Ruin on our first move. Fantastic. I guess it didn't really matter. Could have moved here or here. Here I wouldn't have seen the ruin. Ancient ruins. Excellent. Okay. Choose production. We're going to do the standard start of getting the scout, followed by the monument. So the scout, because we want to find more ancient ruins if we can, discover some early wonders. And then, the monument, because we want to expand our borders and, of course, get some early social policies. Especially the soonest we can get, because we are going to go down the tradition branch, because, A, it's going to help with building some of the wonders, and B, I'm thinking it's going to be a small set of cities. We're not going to have a huge thing. Is it just me, or is there no sound whatsoever? Oh, well, look at that. Let's bring some of this up. I do have to keep the music volume rather low, otherwise YouTube gets all cranky about things. All right. I don't know if that's fixed things or not. I will double check things before the next recording. So this part might be a little bit silent, and I apologize for that. Well, I guess we're going to move in this direction. Cerro de Potosi. I actually know nothing about this wonder. But obviously it gives us +1 happiness, and output if worked 10 gold. That is a lot of money. Hang on, let me do a quick check here. I don't like not knowing the history of some of these things. Located in southern Bolivia, the mountain of Potosi produced nearly all the silver mined by the Spanish during their imperial days. Once removed from the mountain, it was taken by llama and mule to the coast, where it was then loaded into it. Wow, this is like super, super appropriate then for playing a South American civilization. It's also in the middle of the jungle, which fits in really well with Brazil, so I like it. This feels like a thematically very strong start. Let's see what the runes give us. Oh, see, this is why I like playing this game on video, because somehow, whenever I play this game on video, I get free technologies like crazy. So we got archery for free, which is going to be quite handy and deal with some of our early game defenses. Because that's one of the big things is archery does not increase the speed of our growth early on. So I often ignore that technology and then I find myself just getting like screwed by barbarians or something. Let's get on top of this gem hill. Oh, lots of gems, lots of bananas, sheep, cattle, bananas, spices down here. There's going to be some good settling locations. Fantastic. Do I want to go up a little or do I want to go down a little at this point? Let's hop on the... you know what? Let's say hop on the hill, but no, you know what? We're going to go over here. More gems, okay. One turn away from our scout, fantastic. I think we'll send the scout west. Nebuchadnezzar, the second of Babylon. How's it going, buddy? You've got an awesome beard. Okay, where... Oh, that's him there. Okay, I was like, I couldn't find him, but I got confused about which unit was which. Okay, and the scout, we'll take one step over here, one step over onto this hill. I always try to go onto the hills for maximum vision whenever possible. It's quite handy. Barbarian encampment, we're going to ignore at this point, and yeah, let's get started on the monument. Don't care about the Temple of Artemis, although I could crack out a very quick Temple of Artemis because I did get the archery for free, and it's not a bad wonder in any way whatsoever, but... No, I've got a plan. I'm going to stick with it. I think it's a good plan. And here, I think what I'm going to do is go east and probably start going down into these mountains. Meanwhile, this is a mountain. And that's a mountain. Doesn't give you huge vision over force, but I find, you know, every little thing you can do helps. All right. Next up. Quite the lush start, actually. Although right where Rio is, it's a little bit on the dry side. We've got lots of production, but it actually might be hard to get the food value exactly where we want it. Definitely farms all along this flat land is going to be required. At least we will get various irrigation bonuses very quickly. We can farm this hill because it's next to a fresh water supply, and I think we will do that, probably here as well. Slightly less production from than mining, but I think it's still worthwhile. I think I'd like to go for this hill here. Oh, more ruins. Excellent. I don't know where that scout went, but we should be able to claim this one relatively easily. 20 culture. Okay. Now, one of the things I always forget to do when I get the culture bonus... All right, let's go ahead and move this guy first. Up another hill. Oh, I guess that would be where he is. And we'll move this guy as well. I guess we'll pop onto the hill and then... I don't remember. Well, the scouts do lose their movement going over a river. Let's go. Oh, I don't have any moves anyway. Okay, what was I going to say? Yes, normally I would be clicking next turn here. I'm really bad for that. But the thing is, getting the free culture actually does put us over the culture threshold, which means if we click on here, we can actually go and pick our first social policy. Otherwise, if I click next turn, I would actually lose one turn of having the social policy bonus. So we're definitely going down tradition because I am planning on doing the somewhat smaller empire thing. Piety is not bad for a lot of things. Like, piety is super strong. We will be using religion to a certain extent, but yeah, tradition, that's what I want to do. So we'll get the 3 bonus culture for free in the capital, which is going to help get us to the other policies as quickly as possible. So by doing this turn, I've gained 3 extra culture that I would have lost out on. Hello, Isabel! How are you? May the blessings of heaven fall upon those who deserve them. I am Isabella of Spain. All right. Now, it's... You know, actually, I've played so much Civ 4 that every time I see Isabella, I think, okay, she's going to be a huge religious monger. She's going to hate everyone of not the same religion. She's going to love everyone of the same religion. She's very crazy, a very crazy zealot. But actually, I'm not 100% sure exactly how her personality works out in Civ 5, so it'll be interesting to explore that. So we've discovered mining, and yeah, now we're going to start working up towards what's it called? Writing? Ridding! I guess we'll continue down south, especially if there's this Cerro de Potosi over here. I'm going to want to explore the territory around that, so that's kind of a crappy move, actually, because this guy being adjacent to us is very frustrating. There's Isabella. So let's go and fill in some of these blanks over here as well and see what we can do. I'm going to try to not get our units too close together. And at some point I'm going to want to recall the warrior, especially on this difficulty setting. Oh, she's right there. Oh, it's a little... Well, it's not that crowded, actually. There's a lot of expansion room over in this general direction, which is nice. Next up. I might be moving my units too close to get... No, again. We'll be recalling the warrior soon enough, so it's going to be Peachy Keen. We've just finished our monument. Lovely. And, we haven't gotten any money yet. Often, I'm really happy if I can buy a worker. But the fact that I research mining, I think I would actually like to build the worker. He will be finished well before we complete writing. We'll delay a shrine, though. Right? There's something to be said... Oops, that's not what I want to be. There's something to be said about building an archer, building a shrine immediately afterwards for the quick religion, and then getting to work on the Great Library. But I think what we're going to do is go worker, Great Library, and then build the shrine at that point. Although we'll be a little bit late on military units. Ooh, this is a little dicey. I would really like to start in mining, is a thing. Especially if I'm building wonders, I would like to get the extra production. We're going to go with this, but I'm not convinced that this is the best move, to be honest. Archer, Shrine, Great Library might actually be a stronger move, but we'll do what we can here. Some gold, okay. Let's get up on a hill. Alright. I was hoping to get some more little tribal villages. Or ancient ruins, I suppose they're called in this version of the game. But it's not to be yet. Oh, hey, there we go. I just got to the... I always sneeze in pairs. Problem is, it's too early in the morning. I sneeze more in the morning. I don't know if anyone else is like that. Get up on this hill. What will this give us? Well, since it's being recorded, we'll probably get another free technology because that's the way it goes, obviously. Right, that barbarian encampment. Oh, +1 population. I like that a lot. Size 3 Rio. Oh, that's going to be incredibly helpful. I haven't actually checked to see which tiles, come on, are being worked on, but I'm sure. Yeah, see, this is a 3-value tile. 2, and this is also, I consider this to be a 2-value tile, or maybe a 2.5-value tile, which I guess this and that would be relatively equivalent. I consider gold to be about half value early on, which is not exactly what the placement AI does, but good enough. Okay. I don't believe that they've made a horrible mistake or anything. Okay, with the warrior, I'm going to come back and fill in these gaps, and then come back to Rio at that point, because we're going to have barbarians pretty soon, if not already now, especially with the worker popping out. I would like to have a warrior kicking around, hey, new policy, before that happens. We know we're going to be building a wonder, so I think I'm going to be grabbing this as quickly as possible. Yeah, seems like a good idea. It's not going to help us until we start doing that, but that's all right. Pop down 1. Let's head up on the hill for maximum vision. Okay. Actually, I kind of feel stupid that I'm not exploring to the north here, because that would be a logical expansion period. Usually I like to make a big circle around my capital. But in this case, I actually know that I'm going to be trying to go south because of the jungle and because of the hill right here. And I actually should have top priority. Hello! Let's get that. I don't remember. Do scouts actually have a bonus to what they get from from ancient ruins? No. In Civ 4, Scouts, that's one of their abilities. Basically, they never get anything bad from Ancient Ruins, and that they don't get any, like, angry barbarian types. I guess, yeah, we'll do this sort of move here. Speaking of angry barbarian types, we're going to stay away from those fellows, that's for sure. Pottery. Alright, yeah, shrine. Granary. Well, we'll probably still end up building it. We've got the wheat, which is good, and obviously we want our capital to be as big as possible. I'm on a hill. I think I can do the trick here where I just say fortify until healed. They'll attack me another time or two. They won't be able to kill me, and I actually can finish them off with the scout. Oh, wow. Wow. Free bronze working. I mean, it's not even about what the technology is. It's just nice to have it. Where's the... victory progress. It is here that it lists the difficulty. No? No. Again, I'm thinking of Civ 4. God, I miss Civ 4. We're going to have to play some Civ 4 again soon. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. I'll double check my settings, but I'm pretty confident that I've done it on Emperor difficulty. I mean, I don't think that affects what the goody huts give you, but wow, am I ever getting lucky? Are you kidding me? There was another one there the whole time. Hopefully, I can still get it. I'm actually surprised that Isabella didn't pop that. All right, mine. More free culture. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's too bad that I still haven't gotten any money. It would be nice to rush a few things, but I'm not going to complain. 2 free techs? Listen, I don't care if every other goody hut in the game was a map, a crude map. I would be quite happy with how things went. He didn't keep attacking me, which is a little bit awkward. We'll see if we can con him into attacking us one more time. I don't want to keep my scout locked down, that's for sure. And frankly, this thing is probably going to pop another barbarian soon, so we want to take care of that as soon as possible. Hello, Spanish scout. I can't believe you missed all those goody huts. So, I think that what we might settle, right in this spot right over here. Give us fresh water access, which I suppose actually doesn't matter as much in Civ 5. Again, I've still got that mentality, but will let us eventually reach the salt, potentially. We might lose it to Spanish. Oh, we haven't covered iron. I forgot about that. We got bronze working. Damn. Because I really want this hill for the gold. But it would be nice to settle right here, say. Grab 2 irons, the ivory, the wheat, potentially the oranges at some point, the stone, have some river access for farming. I think we have to rush this spot. Or this spot. I think this spot is a little bit stronger, if for nothing else, the ability to deny resources from Isabel. At least like the citrus over here. We're going to have to grab that, and then our third city will be here. I guess we could even go here. This is marsh, and if you settle on marsh, then it gets rid of the fact that like marshland sucks. Yeah, I think our first city will be right here, actually, just to hook up the iron. And now, all of a sudden, I'm wondering if I should, with the Great Library, pop ironworking, build a swordman, and then just go and take out Spain early on. That is a tough set of decisions to make. Anyway, for now, short term, we still have a very clear set of goals to reach. So let's go and work towards that. I should just leave with my scout. Well, XP and whatever, we should be okay. Let's do it. Adopt a policy. We will grab the legalism. Seems fine. This should give us the amphitheater once we research it. Mostly we want to work towards landed elite as quickly as possible because it's quite nice. Although, I suppose I could grab honor for the combat bonus versus barbarians plus a few other things. I mean, especially if we're looking to play an early military game, which is within our grasp. Mostly against Spain. An early military battle against Spain, take out her capital, and then go into pure tourism building at that point. Because Babylon's quite far away. I wouldn't want to march all the way over here. But here would be very close, especially if we get one city. It is hard to do it with pure melee. Well, we will have archers, but I mean, we won't have catapults. Damn. Better production of military. That's a definite possible. And discipline is so very strong, too. Would we actually do that? I mean, and there always has to be a little bit of war, even if you're going with tourism victory. By doing that, I should secure myself a very good position for most of the game. Really get great control over this entire centerpiece of land on this continent, which is actually a huge continent. I haven't even hit the other coast yet. It almost feels like I've been spawned in the middle of the Pangea. I really like landed elite. I mean, I like a lot of these things. I'm sure I will be completing tradition at some point. I mean, this is very strong. So, 3 social policies for getting the adoption, 1 for warrior code for production, 1 for discipline. Oh, this is a tough decision. You know, we've got the iron. Let's do it. We're going to have a militaristic start. And that's fine. So that means we are not going to get our free... we're not going to get the free Parthenon. because I'm going to pop iron working instead. We might still be able to get the Parthenon. It might still be a high priority for teching to drama and poetry, and we should actually beat a lot of the AI to that, especially since we've got so many free techs. We should have a pretty good lead that way, despite the difficulty setting being what it is. But yeah, that should be all right. So I'm going to move the warrior to defend the wheat, because that's where I'm going to be sending the worker. I'm going to get that hooked up first, get some growth going on. Wow, this is, so we've already left the initial plan. That should be all right. Let's take the minor victory. See if we can't, yeah, build up a little bit of XP on the scout. Will actually be quite helpful. Yeah, see, promotion like this. Survivalism might be handy, but I really like the extra vision range on the scout. I feel that it's just too potent to ignore. Let's go and take the kill, and then we'll repair up. And you just go into alert mode. Did I hit that right? I think I did. We've got a worker. Parthenon founded already. Choose production. So we are 4 turns away from writing. You know what? We're going to squeeze out the shrine. It's going to be fine. There's technically going to be a little bit of lost time there. As soon as we get to the extra citizen, actually, we could probably start messing with these guys now. If I did this, oh, it's stagnation. Never mind. Go back over here. Just reset all the tiles. If I did this and did that instead, 2 turns. Yeah, okay, never mind. I want to grow to size 4 next turn, and then I'll rearrange these guys for more production. It should work out okay. And we'll go for the extra food, and then we'll probably actually get to the mining. So you fortify until healed, although I probably should have gone into defensive land for that. You know what? Let's go into here first, and then we'll do the healing. Won't heal this turn, but he's going to be in a much better defensive location, in case these barbarians start running out at us. In fact, they might. Hopefully we've got enough health to survive the first attack. We are in a really good defensive location. If we lose the scout, I'll be pissed. Oh, well, thank you, Spain. You're being very helpful there in slowing these guys down. Spain has a lot of gold, and I do not. Okay, we're going to get another tick of healing, and that should be enough to survive. If it looks like we're at risk, we could just run away. We'll see how it goes. Oh, he might not attack us at all. Oh, he did attack. Writing! Excellent. All right, so we don't even need to build a library. Ooh, that is low enough that I'm going to decide to run. He can't chase us. We can use the rough terrain to our advantage, and that should be okay. So, we could tech up to drama and poetry instantly, but you know what? We do actually have a need for plantations. So we'll pick that up. I suppose we might want to reveal if we've got horses, just because it's good production boost. And an early trade route. We could do something like this. Animal husbandry to calendar to drama and poetry. There, and that should fill in our early game production benefits a lot. Yeah, it'll be nice actually if we do end up having horses. Embassy, I will, I don't need an embassy on yours. Oh, we can't. That's right, we need friendship before we can do that. Okay, fine. You know what? It's fine. Let's get that going, but we should see if we can get any friendship deals going on. Although, if I say friendship with Madrid and then declare war on them, it's actually going to be a black stain on my honor. So maybe I should avoid that. But Nebuchadnezzar, I'm not planning on going to war with you. Let's discuss friendship. No, that's unfortunate. Let's just do the embassy trade then. Actually, it's slightly cut off on my screen the way I've got it. It's actually hard to hit these buttons at the bottom. All right, we'll set up the embassy. We'll get our relationships going on. We'll get the friendship thing going on. I mean, I usually like to sell the embassies, but this will be okay. You know what? You can fortify in the open. You're going to be fine. There's enough people buzzing around. We should be okay. We should get warning if that enemy warrior shows up. There you go. Would be nice with survivalism, but at least I do like the longer vision range. Whoa! Of course, I have a warrior nearby, so obviously they're going to have to show up in pairs. Let's move up to the hill, hope they attack us there. They won't be able to reach our worker in one turn, so that's good enough. Did you actually finish the farm? Oh, you did too. Well, thank you very much. Then you come over here. We'll get you to start mining in a second. And you know what? I'm going to put a cut in this video at this point. It's gone on just long enough. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.